and just say fuck everything and tell everything and tell the truth, my nigga. Everybody's programmed to fight. Everybody don't like that show, bro. I don't care what nobody say, my nigga. I'm looking dead in my sister's eyes. We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. It's like the demonic shit around it. Now it's like, all right, now that I'm in it, it's like, if I be quiet, don't speak up for nobody, it's not going to be a change. And everybody's scared to speak up. Every female on that show, including Natalie, is scared to speak up. And then Natalie is cool because she compensated for her silence. None of the other bitches are. I don't want to be a part of Zeus Network. I said that apology out of fear of losing my job, losing my reputation, losing my like I didn't want them like editing the show to make me look like I was the demonic one. For real, I don't really like how like fame and people in the industry, it's like you have to humiliate yourself to be somebody that you're not. And then like, you know what the crazy thing is? I went and found myself, bro, I went and found myself. So coming back to this shit, it made me feel like, damn, all I was doing was taking orders from people that was paying me. We don't want to fight. It's like the demonic shit around us. The program, how it's supposed to go, is forcing us to do whatever, say whatever out of our mouth. We don't eat on time, nigga. They starve us, make sure we're hungry, angry. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about this contract. Y'all can sue me. Y'all can delete my Instagram. I don't care.
Chrisean Rock has officially gone nuclear. In a late-night live stream that left even her most loyal fans speechless. She didn't just call out people. She called out powers, with tears in her eyes and rage in her voice. She claimed she had seen things in the entertainment world that no one was supposed to see. She didn't name names right away, but everyone knew what she was hinting at: the Zeus Network, the reality empire that made her famous and, as she now says, almost destroyed her soul. The stream started like any other chaotic, raw, emotional, but halfway through, her tone shifted. Her voice cracked as she whispered, "They tried to own me. They tried to make me one of them." Then she looked straight into the camera, her expression dark, and said words that sent shockwaves through social media. "I ain't sell my soul, but I saw who did." That one sentence broke the internet. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Chris, EAN, exposed Zeus, hashtag industry demons, and hashtag pray for Chris, EAN started trending. Fans were scrambling to record the live before it disappeared because, just like that, it did. The entire video vanished, wiped from every platform within minutes. No trace, no re-uploads. Even accounts that reposted clips reported getting flagged for copyright violations. But by then, it was too late. Millions had seen it, and the whispers were spreading like wildfire, according to people close to her. Chrisean had been spiraling for weeks, claiming she was being followed, that her phone was tapped. That industry people were trying to silence her. But no one believed her, not until that live stream. She dropped cryptic hints about secret contracts, fake friendships, and rituals she refused to take part in. And then, her most chilling line of all, "They smiled in my face and told me fame would be a blessing. But I found out it was a curse." Insiders say she's been talking about leaving Zeus entirely, even if it means walking away from millions. One friend told a gossip outlet, she's not scared anymore. Whatever they did to her, she's ready to talk about it. But here's where it gets even darker. Hours after that live stream vanished, Chrisean's Instagram was mysteriously wiped. Every post, every photo, gone. Her profile bio changed to one word: free. Fans flooded the comments in panic. Some claimed she was hacked. Others swore this was part of a bigger cover-up, that she'd crossed a line by exposing something she wasn't supposed to talk about. And then, as if to confirm everyone's fears, a new account appeared, one that looked like a backup run by Chrisean herself. The first story post was blurry, filmed in the dark with her whispering, "They can't stop the truth." Now everyone's asking the same question. What did Chrisean Rock really see behind the cameras at Zeus? Who was she talking about when she said they? And what kind of demons, literal or otherwise, did she mean? Because whatever she was hinting at, it's scaring even the people closest to her. And if her words are true, this isn't just another celebrity meltdown, it's a warning. Before she ever pressed go live that night, Chrisean Rock had already been on edge for weeks. The public saw the usual chaos, the fights, the crying, the unpredictable interviews, but what no one knew was how terrified she'd become of the very people who once called her family. She told friends that something evil had been following her, that she could feel eyes on her even when she was alone. And according to those closest to her, it all started after one particular Zeus Network meeting, the one she now calls the night the mask came off. It was supposed to be a routine contract discussion. Producers were planning the next season of her hit series, Crazy in Love, and Chrisean had been demanding more control, creative say, editing approval, and, most importantly, freedom over how she was portrayed. She was tired of being painted as the train wreck, the drama magnet. She wanted redemption. But instead of negotiation, insiders say what happened in that meeting left her shaken to her core, according to a source who allegedly witnessed it. Chrisean showed up late, wearing sweats, no makeup, her usual unapologetic self. But the energy in the room was off. Executives weren't smiling. Phones were recording. One insider whispered that the contract in front of her wasn't a renewal. It was a silencing agreement. The source told a gossip blog. They slid her this stack of papers, said it was just for production. But the wording was dark. Something about perpetual image rights and narrative consistency. She looked confused. They told her to just sign, but she didn't. Chrisean stood up, reportedly slammed her hand on the table and said, "Y'all ain't owning me no more. Y'all not selling my pain as entertainment?" From that moment on, everything changed. Over the next few days, weird things started happening. Her car alarm would go off at night, but when she checked, no one was there. She claimed she'd hear footsteps outside her apartment window, voices whispering her name. At first, people thought she was paranoid. But then one morning, her friend allegedly found a black envelope taped to her door. Inside was a single sheet of paper with 4 words written in red ink: "Stay in your lane." She posted about it briefly, just one story that said they trying to scare me. Within an hour, it vanished. Then came the first public sign that something was really wrong. During an Instagram live, Chrisean was mid-sentence when she suddenly froze. Her eyes darted to the side of the camera as if she'd seen something or someone. She whispered, "They watching," and ended the stream abruptly. The clip went viral within minutes. Fans replayed it in slow motion, convinced they could hear a faint whisper in the background, a male voice saying, "Don't say it." That's when people began connecting dots. Every major Zeus star who'd left the network, from ex-reality personalities to background producers, had similar stories: strange NDAs, intimidation tactics, unexplained threats. One former camera operator even posted anonymously, "They make you sign things you don't understand. And if you ask questions, you're gone the next day." Meanwhile, Chrisean started hinting at deeper corruption. She tweeted, then deleted, "Y'all don't even know what they do to keep ratings high." Another post read, "It's not just drama, it's rituals." That one tweet changed everything. The word rituals sent the internet into full-on conspiracy mode. TikTok exploded with theories. Some claimed Zeus executives were part of a spiritual contract culture, forcing cast members to sacrifice chaos for fame. Others said Chrisean had witnessed an initiation, something that shook her faith to the core. Then, an insider known as @RealTeplu posted a shocking thread that seemed to back her up. They claimed to have production call sheets for scenes that were never supposed to air, scenes where cast members were encouraged to manifest conflict in stage ceremonies. The post included blurred screenshots of what looked like production emails titled "Controlled Chaos Filming Schedule." Zeus denied everything. They issued a brief statement saying, "We are aware of misleading rumors and fabrications circulating online. These claims are false." But the damage was done. The internet didn't believe them. Too many stories, too many coincidences. Meanwhile, people close to Chrisean said she'd stopped sleeping, barely eating, and was looking over her shoulder constantly. In one chilling clip from her last podcast appearance, she said quietly, "They said they'd destroy me if I talk, but I've already been destroyed." Her co-host laughed it off, but when she didn't laugh back, when she just stared into the camera with tears in her eyes, fans realized something wasn't right. And then she vanished for 48 hours. No posts, no sightings, nothing. Her team claimed she was taking time for mental health. But 2 days later, she returned with a black eye, a cracked voice. The first blow came when an anonymous Twitter account at Rock Receipts began dropping screenshots of private messages between Zeus producers. These weren't your usual leaked DMIs. They were disturbing. In one, a producer allegedly wrote, "She's breaking. Good, that's the footage we need." Another said, "Keep the cameras rolling. If she cries, that's Emmy material." People were horrified. Fans started questioning everything they'd ever seen on Zeus. Was Chrisean's public breakdown real or engineered? Had they exploited her mental health for ratings? Then things got even darker. A file titled Season Control Rock Edits surfaced on a Reddit forum known for media leaks. Inside were what looked like production notes describing staged altercations, controlled emotional triggers, and even chemical assistance before filming. One line chilled readers to the bone: ensure visible distress before episode 4 shoot. Psychological volatility drives engagement. Within hours, the file was deleted. But the screenshots had already gone viral. Chrisean then posted a series of cryptic tweets. They called it entertainment. I call it abuse. If you don't know what it's like to watch yourself lose your soul on camera. Then she dropped a bomb. They made me sign something I didn't understand. I was 22, broke and surrounded. That one tweet sparked chaos. Reporters, ex-cast members, and fans flooded social media with their own stories. A former Zeus editor came forward, claiming he'd been forced to splice together meltdown footage to make Chrisean appear unhinged. Another whistleblower claimed handlers followed her during filming to ensure she stayed unbalanced. But the real shock came when a private audio file leaked. The clip, ALLEGEDLY, recorded during a meeting between Zeus executives, featured a man's voice saying she thinks it's about fame. She doesn't know she's the product. That single sentence broke the internet by midnight. Thousands of fans were posting hashtag #FreeChrisEan, demanding the network release her from all contracts. Petition sites crashed from the influx of signatures. But right when the movement reached its peak, Zeus clapped back. The next day, they issued a 4-page statement across all platforms. It accused Chrisean of defamation, claiming she had violated multiple NDAs and compromised the safety of staff. They even hinted at legal action. But what made jaws drop was the final line. We urge the public not to fall for emotionally driven misinformation spread by unstable former talent. That single word, unstable, set Chrisean off. She went live again. Her eyes were swollen, her tone shaking with rage. "Y'all want to call me unstable?" she screamed. "You made me this way. You drugged me, filmed me, laughed at me while I cried, and now you trying to call me crazy." Halfway through, she pulled out a folder filled with what she called contracts signed in blood. Not literal blood, she clarified, but ink that felt like a curse. The papers, she claimed, were signed under manipulation, with clauses that gave Zeus ownership of her likeness in perpetuity. The internet was glued to every word. But then, as she began reading from one page, the stream froze. Her account went offline. Fans flooded the comments, screaming that she'd been cut off mid-exposure. Minutes later, her backup account posted a single story. "They're watching. Pray for me." That's when the real twist dropped. A hacker collective calling themselves the Light Keepers claimed responsibility for backing up her deleted footage. They posted snippets showing what looked like behind-the-scenes clips. From Zeus shoots, producers whispering, staff laughing, while Chrisean cried. And one video labeled Episode 6 Pre-Trigger Meeting. In that clip, someone off-camera can be heard saying, "Make sure she's emotional before we roll. We need tears this time." The Lightkeepers claimed they had hours of unreleased footage. They weren't afraid to share it. But hours after their announcement, their page disappeared. Their accounts wiped. Then, as if the universe itself wanted to confirm the conspiracy, TMZ released a cryptic report that a major streaming network was under investigation for psychological exploitation of cast members. They didn't name names, but everyone knew who they meant. And that's when Chrisean dropped the line that shook the world. "You think the cameras caught my pain? Nah, they caught their demons." From that moment on, nothing could stop the avalanche. Chrisean's live stream became legend overnight. A line no one in entertainment dared to cross again. Within 24 hours, "they caught their demons" was echoing across every corner of social media. People began calling it the statement that broke Zeus. The next day, blogs that had once ridiculed her suddenly turned into investigators. Screenshots leaked from within the network, blurred payslips, call sheets, odd invoices labeled talent stabilization. Former assistants went on record. One claimed that before every filming day, producers arranged preset emotional triggers, forcing cast members to confront personal trauma on camera to ensure explosive reactions. Another said that protection prayers were read before shooting, but not the kind you think of in church. By midweek, #ExposeZeus was trending worldwide. TikTok detectives replayed slow-motion clips from Crazy in Love episodes, circling flashes of shadowy figures in the background, pausing on moments where Chrisean's expression shifted from rage to terror, as if on cue. Conspiracy channels flooded YouTube with titles like "The Ritual Behind Reality TV" and "Chrisean's Hidden Signal." And then, the unthinkable happened. A new video leak surfaced: grainy surveillance footage from what appeared to be a Zeus production warehouse. In the clip, producers gathered around a darkened monitor. One woman whispered she saw it. She saw everything. The video cut to static after 3 seconds, but it was enough. Comment sections went nuclear. Zeus released another statement claiming the clip was a generated misinformation. Yet their denial only fueled more suspicion. Entertainment reporters began asking questions the network couldn't dodge. Why had multiple ex-employees suddenly gone missing from credits? Why were NDAs rewritten in the past month? Why did cast members receive cease and desist letters for simply liking Chrisean's posts? That night, Chrisean broke her silence again, this time through a voice memo posted to her fan page. Her tone was weary but fierce. "They want me scared, but fear don't live here no more. I seen the meetings. I seen who they answer to. Y'all watching TV thinking it's dramana. It's worship. It's the wrong kind." Her words sparked panic and fascination in equal measure. Some fans swore she was speaking metaphorically about exploitation. Others insisted she meant literal demonic influence. Church leaders weighed in, tweeting prayers for her protection. Major artists began unfollowing Zeus accounts overnight. Then came the first real-world fallout. An anonymous producer, known only as KJ, gave an exclusive interview to a podcast called Behind the Feed. His voice was disguised, but his story matched everything Chrisean had said. "They test you," he explained. "Before you get your show, they bring you to a screening room. They play this silent real faces of the audience. Flashing lights, weird frequencies. If you flinch, they say you're not ready. If you sit still, they say you're chosen." Audiences were horrified. Commentators said KJ must be lying. Yet within hours, his LinkedIn vanished. His production credits erased from IMDb. Meanwhile, Chrisean's allies began disappearing from the internet too. Her stylist deleted her account. A former co-star posted, "I can't talk. Please don't tag me." By the end of the week, Mainstream outlets like Variety and Rolling Stone were cautiously covering the story, describing it as a reckoning for reality television. But underground forums claimed it was something more sinister, a coordinated purge before a massive expose. That's when the Lightkeepers resurfaced. The hacker group posted a single file titled demonsintheedit.zip. Inside were dozens of short clips allegedly taken from unreleased Zeus footage. Some showed arguments ending abruptly when producers signaled cut. Others captured crew members chanting before scenes began. The most shocking clip showed Chrisean backstage, whispering to someone off camera, "Why y'all keep calling it the offering scene? I ain't offering nothing." Within minutes, the file was removed from every platform under legal request. But copies spread like wildfire through encrypted channels. Zeus's headquarters went on lockdown. Executives stopped appearing in public. Sponsors began quietly withdrawing. And still, Chrisean wasn't done. In her final live stream before disappearing again, she said something that left the internet frozen. "They told me if I kept talking, I'd end up like the ones who couldn't handle fame." And just like that, the countdown to her next revelation began. The story's explosion had everyone, fans, celebrities, and journalists, ripping at each other online. In the days after Chrisean's final blackout livestream, people turned into digital detectives, threading screenshots, timestamps, and fragments of corrupted videos together like they were decoding a prophecy. Hashtag Pray for Chrisean trended side by side with hashtag She Lying and hashtag Cancel Zeus. Mainstream reporters treated it like a scandal. But in underground forums, it felt like a revolution. Influencers streamed for hours, replaying slowed-down clips of her trembling voice. Some claimed they heard a whisper saying "save her" at the 7-second mark. Others said it was staged. The debates became vicious. Then, celebrity reactions poured gasoline on the fire. Cardi B tweeted, "If that girl telling the truth. This industry darker than we think." Summer Walker posted on her story, "Y'all don't even know what these networks do to people's spirit." But not everyone defended her. Blueface went live laughing, saying she always thinks somebody out to get her. Ain't no demons, just bad decisions. Mockery made fans furious. They bombarded his comments with crosses and "you're part of it" emojis. Podcast hosts couldn't stay away either. On The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne said she's either exposing real evil or she's having a breakdown. And either way, Zeus owes her help. Within hours, that clip hit 10 million views. Meanwhile, the industry tried damage control. Zeus's parent company released a glossy statement promising wellness initiatives and faith-based support programs. But insiders leaked internal slack. Messages where execs joked about spiritual panic equals free PR. Screenshots of that line spread faster than the official apology. Church communities got involved next. Pastors started referencing Chrisean's story in sermons, warning congregations about contracts that chain your soul. Some fans began organizing online prayer chains, scheduling live vigils every Friday at 11:11 p.m., the same time her last message had posted. Streams of flickering candles and gospel songs filled TikToks For You pages. Then the media narrative flipped again when Entertainment Now dropped a fact-check piece claiming Chrisean's deleted footage was doctored. They cited independent audio experts. But hours later, Noah, one of those so-called experts, posted on X, "I never authenticated anything. They used my name without consent." Every time the public thought the truth was clear, another twist blurred it. Even brands got caught in the crossfire. A clothing line that sponsored Zeus shows had to disable comments after users flooded their page with blood money. Still, the most chilling reaction came from fans who once adored Chrisean but now felt betrayed. They started a counter-movement called #RockMyth, claiming she was fabricating the entire saga for a new docuseries. They pointed to her history of chaos, her past relationship drama, her constant references to being chosen. But then, a new leak destroyed that theory. A small LA blog called the Metro Whisper published security footage from the Zeus parking lot time-stamped the night of her final live stream. The video showed Chrisean leaving the building at 2:37 a.m., carrying a backpack, followed by two men in suits who got into a black SUV right behind her. The footage cut off their dot, the image spread everywhere. People froze the frame, zoomed in, debated the reflection in the car window. Some said it was her manager. Others swore it was an unmarked security team. Nobody could identify the plates. The public's obsession turned apocalyptic. Twitter Spaces ran non-stop for days. Voices trembling as callers shared eerie coincidences, phones glitching when they mentioned Zeus. Comments disappearing mid-thread. Accounts shadow banned for posting certain clips. Even government figures weighed in. A state legislator tweeted, "We need oversight on these production companies exploiting young artists." Within hours, that tweet was deleted to dot every network. Every artist, every fan had picked a side. Some were praying for Chrisean's safety. Others were preparing for her comeback. Conspiracy accounts started counting down to Phase Rock, a rumored tell-all documentary supposedly scheduled to drop on an unnamed platform. But no trailer ever came. Instead, new whispers spread. Someone had bought the rights to all her unreleased footage. Someone with deep pockets by the end of that week. Even people who'd never watched Zeus knew the name Chrisean Rock. To some, she was a prophet. To others, a cautionary tale. But everyone agreed on one thing. Something about this story felt unfinished. Like the calm before another storm, because in the final hours before midnight, the same anonymous account that leaked her last image posted again. One line. No hashtags, no emojis, just words that froze millions of screens at once. The industry answered. Now she will. The industry's answer came faster and louder than anyone expected. Within a single day of that cryptic post, Zeus Network scrubbed every episode of Crazy in Love from its homepage. Their statement was sterile, content temporarily removed pending review. But fans knew better. When a platform pulls its biggest show overnight, something big is happening behind the scenes. TMZ and the Shade Room started dropping fragments of a new rumor. A federal probe. Reporters whispered that the FBI had quietly opened an investigation into possible coercion and psychological abuse within media productions. And at the top of every thread was the same three words: linked to Zeus. Zeus executives tried to downplay it, but their silence screamed guilt. At the same time, because if Chrisean Rock truly uncovered what she claimed, the manipulation, the control, the spiritual corruption behind the glittering facade of reality television, then the Zeus Network wasn't just fighting for its reputation anymore, it was fighting for its soul. And somewhere in the shadows, Chrisean is still watching, still recording, still waiting for the perfect moment to show the world what she saw. The lights may be off, the show may be canceled, but the story, the truth is still rolling. And when the final episode drops, nobody will be ready for what plays next after everything we've uncovered. The vanished live streams, the haunted footage, the impossible coincidences. One question still keeps everyone awake at night. What really happened to Chrisean Rock? Was she exposing the truth about an industry that thrives on manipulation, chaos, and control? Or was she the latest victim of it? Did she run to protect herself? Or was she silenced before she could say more? Because if her words were true, if they filmed the demons, okay, and now the demons are filming them, then this isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a warning, and now it's your turn to decide what you believe do. You think Chrisean Rock was brave enough to expose the darkness hiding behind Hollywood's glamour? Or was this all a dangerous illusion? A performance that went too far? Was Zeus Network just exploiting drama? Or are we watching the unraveling of something bigger? Something no one was supposed to see. Drop your thoughts below. Every theory, every piece of evidence, every clue you've noticed that the media ignored. This story is still unfolding, and the truth could come from you. Make sure you hit subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and stay locked in, because when Chrisean's next message drops, it won't just change the conversation. It'll change everything we thought we knew about fame, faith, and the price of silence. Because one thing's for sure, the cameras may have stopped rolling, but the demons she exposed, they're still watching.